Welcome everyone to the second episode of the Coach How Do I series, where I take you through how to set up sites for your ranked game. So today we have Clubhouse Gym Bedroom. Clubhouse is the bread and butter of Siege maps. It's a simple map every single player should learn as a starting point to understanding Siege as a wider game. So as for Gym Bedroom itself, this has become the primary site in ranked for the past few years. This video is going to talk you through some of the basics and also some advanced tips for our higher ranked players towards the end. So stay tuned for those in the CCTV and Cash portion of the video. I've also used Castle for the purposes of this video, and that's because this site tends to be one of his stronger ones. I'm planning on making a specific Castle video at some point in the future where I'll explain how to best use them to make the attackers' lives miserable. So let's get into it. We'll start off with the jacuzzi walls here. These walls block off the exterior area of jacuzzi. We'll reinforce them so they don't have angles to pressure into short here and long. And it also means they can't walk in and begin pressuring the bomb sites, being bedroom here and here. So they have to use some hard breach utility expenditure to get this control now, which is why we pop the reinforcements on these walls. So behind this, we have the bathroom. Bathroom's a power position we need to hold to stop the attackers from getting into the bedroom bomb site or into gym. We reinforce the right side wall here, and this allows us to keep our bathroom players safe and reduces lines of sight from an open jacuzzi wall into bedroom. So if you think about it, if this wall is soft, they've got the jacuzzi breach open, they pop this wall open, that means that they have deep angles into a lot of bedroom, a lot of high traffic and power positions in bedroom. So now that's reinforced, we'll pop a rotate here, and we're going to make it vault hole size, and that means that we can challenge breach if absolute needs be. So this is kind of a disadvantageous swing for defenders, but we pop it here because it demands respect. An attacker has to be scared of someone potentially swinging if this hole is here. And it also allows a bit of movement. So if they don't pop open these jacuzzi walls, we can pop out of here, play the long angles if they push through Logi, and we can also get into gym. Say if this window isn't open, this window isn't open yet, and if no one's playing, or if no one's playing on it, we can get into gym itself and start contesting the bedroom door. So the vault hole as well means that attackers can't just walk in safely, they have to do the disadvantageous play of hopping over, and this gives us an opportunity to take an advantageous gunfight from a defender perspective. So what we do is we pop a vault hole, and if they don't make it walkable, it's a bad fight for the attackers to take. So now onto gym itself. Gym itself is rarely actually played by defenders, and this is because the room's exposed to, one, the window, which sees a lot of the room outside of someone behind here, and two, if someone is playing behind here and the jacuzzi wall is open, they will die because they get seen from the breach, and it's deep long angles that are advantageous to the attackers. So we will reinforce this wall, and the reason why is because it's a deep angle you can get from the ventilation here. So if you stand here and look through this window, you could actually pop this open with an ash breach, and this allows you to see anyone playing behind the power position of the bed. It also allows you to get deeper angles onto the rotate here. It's pretty oppressive if we don't reinforce this. Now in console games, you'll see this one reinforced as well. And what this does is this means our rotate's a little bit safer. And if you can see the window here, it does see us as if we cross through the rotate. However, in a PC ranked scenario, we don't really have that reinforcement to throw around. We don't want to reinforce it. And what we'll do is, I've made the rotate pretty badly here, but we'll leave a little bit here so it's not as seen by the window. We'll probably put it somewhere in the middle. So for the remainder of gym, we'll pop a rotate here, and what this means is that we can challenge the gym window jump in from perpendicular angles. So that comes from all the way here and all the way inside of Cash. We can see the gym window jump in, and this is pretty advantageous for the defenders because the attackers can't really take the fight against you. You just pop them as they jump in the window. So for the remainder, feet holes are going to go along, and this just makes it a kill box for the attackers if they do want to take it. And this means that they'll have a really hard time taking control of that room. So we can make a rotate here as well. It's not actually necessary, but we've seen it become a little bit more popular in recent history. And this just allows, if no one gets onto if no one's able to hold the bedroom window, it allows defenders to see a bit more of the room. and maybe pop through. So for bedroom, we're going to make a rotate into logistics. Logistics is a key piece of map control we want to contest because it's proximity to the bomb site. If attackers get control of Logi, the round becomes a lot harder for us to win. So the rotate can also be played as a way to deny the walk in from construction, so here. And it can also deny the jump in from gym window a little bit as well. So finally, for this half of the top floor, we're probably going to want some barbed wire on the main stairs, and this just stops anyone from playing a lurk. So on a jacuzzi attack, what we want is attackers want is control of the main stairs, and this just means that we get a sound cue if someone is trying to get that control. So coming on to the extended setup, so an extended setup being set up outside of the bomb site, we come to construction. So construction is a one where it comes down to preference. However, the default is to open up lines of sight in this wall. If we reinforce it, it means we can forego a lot of map control on the cache side. I'd only ever reinforce this in a scenario where we're playing a bunker style setup. So this being an army, say, inside of construction, purely because we need something to slow them down, and if we don't play a full setup inside of construction with this wall closed, we're not going to slow them down enough. So we have a rotate into Logi here, and this just means that if attackers want to take control of Logi, they're not on the hatch, they have to vault over, and it also means that this guy on the construction window feels a little bit of pressure of potentially getting swung. So coming on to the cache side, we want to hold on to it since we've got these holes now, which are really advantageous for us. And this is where it comes down to a bit of subjectivity. So back in the day, so competitive players used to reinforce all 5 of these walls, so being the 3 to red and the 2 here. And we used to play a bunker style setup with a shotgun in here. This still really works well in rank because people aren't coordinated enough to break down this setup. So if you want to try it out, go for it. However, the meta's developed a little bit where we want a little bit more safety inside of CCTV. So we need these walls that would go here to go somewhere else, i.e. on the CC walls here. So the CC walls being reinforced allows us to have a safer time putting pressure on attackers on this balcony here, which is key to defeating them because they like to use the windows a lot, and having this as a threat means that they can't play safely on these windows. Reinforcing the walls just means that a guy from CCTV breach who's repelled can't deny us getting to that window unless we kill him or he misses his shots, which in an ideal scenario he wouldn't. So reinforcing this wall is my proposed play because if you think about it, if we want to play into CCTV and we want to get aggro in cache, rafters, if they take control of it and pop a hole here, we'll see the cross back into destruction, we'll see the swing, and it puts on a lot of pressure. I would advise reinforcing this wall if we're playing inside a cache and playing a little bit aggro, and that just reduces the impact of someone getting control of rafters. Now, these 2 walls being reinforced here just means that if they get the breach open and one of them soft, they can't just shoot through. If we reinforce both of them, they can't get long deep angles onto these holes here, which would use to challenge into CCTV. And it also means that our player inside of cache itself is safer. They have to expend hard breach here or push through the door, which is not a fight that the attackers want to take. So onto the advanced side of the setup. Now, one thing that we can do is we can play a rotate here, and what happens is we can go through without being seen by the breach. And now a meta play would be to play a shield top red, and the reason is this just means that we can deny anyone coming through the breach or wanting to vault into the window. So we play the shield around here, so it allows us to cross the rotate safely. And also, this isn't seen by the construction window here. We can play safely coming in and out of this rotate to take different fights, and also force them to spend utility on this shield. Now, if you're playing this type of setup, you would want some form of information on the red stairs, so being barbed wire for sound information, proximity mine, Fenrir gadget, whatever floats your boat, we will want something on the red stairs. So Mira is also a really common used operator on this site, and if you think about it, we've used all 10 reinforcements, and for Mira you'd want another one, so you need to forego a reinforcement somewhere. If you were going to forego a reinforcement, I would forego this one, and I would play a reinforcement maybe on this wall here, and that allows you to play a Mira, which looks into bedroom. Now, that is gym bedroom. I hope you guys found this informative. If you have any questions on any of the things that were covered in this video, I'm happy to answer in the comments. If you have any other sites you'd like to see set up, please let me know. Feedback would be much appreciated. Thank you for watching.